Hi guys, welcome back to Beauty with Ty. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into this video because it is pretty lengthy, but you do want to pay attention to each and every detail so you can have the perfect wig. So first thing, I'm starting off with this canvas head. I did purchase it from Amazon and I'll leave that link down below. Here I'm showing you guys that I did wrap this up so that my canvas head can stay nice and neat and not get all yucky, and I'll leave that link down below as well. And you're also going to need a canvas head, a wig cap. This is the cap that I love. This is the mesh dome cap, and it is inspired by Japanese swim caps. And this is the one that you would like to use when you do your wig heads because it's just going to fit your head really, really well. And you're also going to need some T-pins and a needle. I like to use a curved needle. I like to use nylon thread as well. Holds my wigs better and longer. I have a red tail comb for the frontal and some scissors. So you're also going to need some hair. This hair is by Fabwigs, as well as the frontal. The frontal is a 16-inch, and as you can see, it has been pre-plucked. And I did bleach my knots to get it to look pretty good like that. And here I'm showing you again, this is the canvas head. I've already marked it so I'll know where I need to have my cap from where I would like my frontals to lay. So I measure my head from right there where I would like for it to lay. And this one is by RPGshow. That's how I measure it from front to back to where I need to put my cap at. So here I'm just putting a rubber band on the frontal so the hair be out of the way. And here I'm showing you that's where I like to lay my frontals. I like to lay it in front of the wig cap. Here you want to make sure that your frontal is nice and flat against your dome head. So I do put T-pins in it until I get this part flat. The front where your baby hair or whatever is going to be, that is not going to be flat. So that is okay. So here I'm showing you guys that I'm going to sew the hair starting in the middle, going from end to end. And that is just to ensure that your wig lays flat on the crown of your head and you won't have to sew too much to one side and then it be off on the other side. So here I'm just showing you guys that I'm just still sewing the hair against the wig cap, the frontal. And here I'm showing you that I skipped that little line of thread right there. You don't want to sew on that because that's going to possibly change the way that your wig fits. So you just want to skip around that, and then I keep on sewing all the way down to the end. As long as this back part where this band is at is flat on your wig head, then your wig should pretty much turn out good. So here I'm just taking this T-pin out, and I'm just going to keep on sewing along the line there until I get all the way to the end of the frontal, and then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. When I get back to the middle, I like to start overlapping where I first started at. So if you can see here, I'm overlapping that part, and I just want to show you guys this hair because it is beautiful. It is really, really soft. And again, this hair was sent to me by Fabwigs, so I do want to thank them for sponsoring this video and sending out this hair. And look at those ends, they're like perfect. So here I'm just showing you guys where I'm starting off the wig. I'm going to start right at the bottom. I have 4 bundles, so I am doubling up my tracks. You can definitely get away with just 3 bundles, but I actually have 4. So if you have 3, you can possibly single or just double the first one and then single the last 2. So I double every last one except for the last bundle. Here I'm just starting right at the end of that frontal, getting it close to the end, and I do like to use T-pins along the way to help me hold the hair. So here I'm just showing you that I do like to go over the end where I start the track off. I go over it like 3 times and then I start to move over to ensure that it doesn't come to loose, because I done caught myself a few times slipping. I'm like, Lord, a piece of my track that came loose. I have to go back and re-sew it, but by sewing it over 3 times, it doesn't come off. I haven't experienced any of my tracks coming loose. So here I'm just knotting it off so I can get another piece of thread. And I'm just showing you guys that I'm just moving it over, going to grab another T-pin so that it'll be easier to sew and maneuver around the wig head. So here I'm just putting that part in so I can keep sewing side to side. That's all I'm going to do with the first track, side to side, and then I start to curve with it. That's what I was just showing you. So here I've been sewn it over, so now I'm just going to take another T-pin and move that over. So here I'm just going to keep on sewing from side to side. I am attaching this bottom bundle, my first bundle, to the frontal. So this is the only bundle that you want to actually touch the frontal until you get to the top. That's a really good key important tip there. So here I'm still doing the flip over method, going over side to side, and as you can see I have finished my first bundle, and you can see it's kind of close. I probably could have got a little closer, but I did double my tracks, so I got just a little bit of room in between. And here I'm showing you this is how much that I have touching the frontal. You're going to pretty much not have any more tracks really touch your frontal so that you can have your last track flush and it won't be coming up, because if you keep on going like this till you get to the top, when you push your frontal back, it's going to actually be bulky. So we don't want that. I'll show you how not to get that bulkiness. Here, starting on the second bundle, this one is doubled as well, and I'm starting in the middle of the head, basically on the two outsides of where you have that thread seam at. So I'm just going to do that and put my T-pin over there so that I can sew this part. And this is where we're going to start to actually arch our bundles so that we can have a nice flat seamless wig that we make on our own. So this is how I get all my wigs to fit really good. I just got this actually wig head, but this is how I do my other wigs that I've been doing like this for a while. So here I'm showing you that I'm actually starting to get this, you know, end shapes till we get to the end right there, and then we're going to put our last track. So just keep on doing that side to side, and you're going to see how it's going to start to form. So you're going to start off with just a little bit. It's going to have like a higher hump, and then it's just going to get wider as you go, and I'll show you. So here I'm going to show you guys how I do the flip over method. When I do, I make sure I actually put my needle through both tracks. I usually do not put it through both tracks when I'm sewing just, you know, regular, but when I do the flip over method or when I start, I do put it through both tracks, and I actually knot it so that when I flip it over, it actually stays right there, and that way I can really get it as flat as possible. So here I'm putting in my T-pin, and then I'm going to hold it down with my thumb, and then I can actually sew it, and I will have a nice flat flip over way. However you want to say it. So I just again go over that like 2 times, and then I start to move over and then sew. So here when I get to the end of the track, since when I start off, I start off with basically an open mouth, I go ahead and cut it so we can have it flat. I don't like to sew my end like that where it's bulky. So I just cut it flat, and then I can keep on sewing until I sew it all down. So that's how I finish my tracks when I do the double track method. So just make sure you start with your 2 end pieces, and then you can just cut it because it's just easier to manage like that. So here I'm showing you guys that I am still going to flip it over, but I'm not going to touch where the frontal is. I'm just going to leave that gap. So you keep on going over and over until you get close to it, and then that's going to be your guide because you're going to leave that little space for your last track. Here I'm showing you how I do the flip over method. I just hold it down, and then I can ensure that it's really flat. Keep on sewing, going back. Alright, so now I'm on the last bundle. Look at this hair. It is the bomb. Again, it is Fabwigs, and look how thick and nice this wig is looking. And for the last bundle, I just single my tracks to have them keep going across the top. And here I'm showing you guys that I'm going side to side, and then I'm put that last track right against the frontal. So you want to have that much space for the last track. So here, when you get to the last track, you want to go ahead and start it off, but you want to actually inch up above the last track, just to make sure that everything still remains nice and neat. But if you have any questions after this video, definitely leave me a comment down below. And here I'm just still sewing showing you guys that. And I just love nylon thread. It is really good, and it holds your wigs together longer than cotton. And once you actually get used to working with it, it becomes easier and easier. But at first it was hard. You just have to take your time with nylon thread. So here I'm showing you where I got a little bit of space left to put my last track. And here I actually split my last track as well. So I'm just taking this blade and actually cutting through the weft so that I can split the track to make sure that it is even more flat and, you know, just seamless up there at the top. I do think it's a step that should be taken. Just make sure you're careful when you're doing so. But if not, you can definitely just put a regular track up there and you'll be perfectly fine. But I'm a little extra and I'm perfecting these wigs, honey. So here, as you can see, it's very, very flat, nice and seamless. No lumps, no bumps. Even on the sides, it's nice and flat. So here I'm just going to show you guys how the hair is looking. And again, this is by Fabwigs. It is so thick from root to tip. And look at the ponytail. That is just the bundles of the hair. That is just amazing. So you guys click the link down below and I'll show you how to style this frontal and how I actually rock this wig here. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you and bye.